Are you thinking about buying a home? Mortgage rates just hit their lowest levels in 2 months, and more homes are staying on the market longer these days, and there are more of them to choose from. We've been seeing that inventory going up as well. That may give some buyers a shot at a better deal. How, though, do you make the most of all of those conditions? Here now with us is money and business expert Derek Kinney to talk more about this. Hey, Derek.
Hi, Jason. Great to see you.
Good to see you too today. You know, it's been a hard couple of years for home buyers. This market has been through so many gyrations. But as we just mentioned, there are some factors that are setting up that, you know, might make it a little more palatable for people who have been waiting to get in. How would you say someone should start when they want to buy a home? How do they get started with this?
Well, the first thing is to have a plan. And what I mean by that is drive around the neighborhoods that you most desire to live in, because the house can be one of the best investments people make in terms of the value it has on their net worth. You want to make sure you're buying in a neighborhood that likely will at least maintain its value, but ideally will grow in value as well. So plot out the ideal neighborhoods. That way when a house comes up for sale in that area, you're ready to go and you know that's a place you want to live.
And one of the things that you talk about is, and this is interesting, you say, look at the trees in the neighborhood. Explain that a little bit.
Yeah, this is fascinating. So did some research on this, but when you drive around, it actually makes sense. What we find is that neighborhoods with no trees or newly planted trees don't tend to increase in value as much as neighborhoods with established trees. Now, there's a couple reasons for that, Jason. First of all, typically neighborhoods with bigger trees are more established. Therefore, there's less risk to you as the buyer to go in. You know what the values are going to be. You know what to expect. Typically, newer neighborhoods, oftentimes where the houses look exactly alike, they tear down the entire neighborhood, replant trees. Those values don't tend to go up as high. So doesn't mean it's a bad choice. Just be aware that the tree indicator may be a way to be an indicator of if your house is going to go up in value or not.
I like that, the tree indicator. Next, you say, you know, kind of make this thing personal if you can, because, you know, home buying and home selling does get very personal just to begin with. And you talk about writing a letter. What do you think folks should be putting in that letter?
Yeah, this may sound kind of corny and all, like out of a Hallmark movie or something, but this really works, Jason. When we talked about this before, viewers will call me back and say, Derek, the letter helped us get selected as the buyer of choice. Here's what happens. When you're about to sell your house, part of you wants to make the most money. You want to make bank, but also there's a part inside of every seller that says, I want to leave my house to a good buyer because it's sort of my legacy to the neighborhood. And when you write a letter that says, hey, I love your home, I love how you decorated it, here's what we're going to do in your home. We're going to raise our family, we're going to have our aging parents stay with us, we're going to have celebrations here, and we want to help you be a part of that by selling us your home. That creates this picture of people that says, I want that couple, ideally, assuming the price is right, I want that couple to buy our house, and ideally it's going to be you.
Interesting. Okay. And finally, you say to make sure that your monthly payment is manageable. I think we all set out with that as the big goal. The question is, how do you get to that goal and actually realize it? What's the best way to do it?
Yeah, think about it in terms of 10%. And what I mean by that is you probably have an ideal monthly payment you want to hit, or you're maybe wanting to put a certain down payment down. You're probably going to spend about 10% more than you planned on because the heart is often stronger than the bank account. Once you find that house you want, you fall in love, and it may cost you more money. Ideally, though, if it costs you more money, make sure the house has trees in an established neighborhood, write the letter. Odds are you'll get a great house that you'll like, and it's going to appreciate in value years from now.
Let's hope it works out like that for so many people, including, you know, as we mentioned, Derek, so many people have just been kind of sitting on the sidelines waiting, you know, for a more advantageous time to get in there. Derek Kinney, really appreciate you.
My pleasure. Thank you, Jason.
All right, see you next week.